So you're looking for a nice first-party case or cover for your brand new iPad Pro, huh? Not a bad idea, especially considering the iPad Pros can easily be configured to upwards of $1,000. It's no wonder Apple provides solutions for those who are looking for a case for their precious new investment, and that's backed behind the quality that Apple accessories provide. When it comes to first party, you mainly have three options to choose from: the Smart Folios, the Smart Keyboard Folio, and then the ultra expensive but extremely useful Magic Keyboard. With varying price points, it can be hard picking out the right one for you. Luckily though, you've come to the right place. In today's video, we'll be taking a closer look comparing the cheapest first-party offering versus the most expensive, and mainly exclude the Smart Keyboard Folio because I'm honestly not the biggest fan and wouldn't recommend it to anyone, mainly because of the not so tactile feedback it provides when striking the keys. I've already made a full review of the Smart Keyboard Folio for the larger 12.9-inch iPad Pro. If you want to see that video and why I have some beef with it, click the card at the top right or check out the video link in the description below. The Magic Keyboard seems to complete the entire package, making the iPad Pros transform into a more Mac-like machine. But that price tag though. The Smart Folios are way cheaper, but obviously don't provide a keyboard nor a trackpad for that matter. So without further ado, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each, and then at the end, give you my personal opinion on which one I prefer to rock on my iPad Pros. You ready? Let's do this. Alright. First and probably the most important factor and differentiator here is price point, because trust me, it sucks dishing out nearly $1,000 for a device and then having to spend hundreds more on a stinking case. But the Smart Folios come in a variety of bouncy colors for you to choose from, and actually, price point differs depending on what size iPad Pro you have. It's available for both sizes. However, if you opt for the larger 12.9-inch model, the Smart Folios for you will set you back $99, while the smaller variant Smart Folio comes in at a more reasonable but still pretty pricey $79 for the 11-inch. This is weak sauce though in comparison to the Magic Keyboards, which come in at an eye-watering $299 for the 11-inch version, which also happens to be compatible with the 4th gen iPad Air. And for the 12.9-inch behemoth, that Magic Keyboard will set you back a whopping $349, literally more than buying an Apple Watch SE, for crying out loud. So what's going on here? Why the massive price tag? Well, mostly it has to do with the Apple tax. Apple sheeps and Apple users are very much used to this at this point, but it does offer a ton more versatility versus the Smart Folios. Let's start with the pros for the Magic Keyboard. First off, the keyboard typing experience is excellent. It uses scissor-style keys, which is the same mechanism that drives the keys found on MacBooks. So if you've ever typed on any modern MacBook, I'm talking a MacBook that's been released within the last 4 or 5 years, then the typing experience is exactly the same. It all feels natural and fluid, plus the keys have 1 millimeter of travel, which provides for great feedback, and overall, the keys are nice and bouncy. The Smart Keyboard also features a decently sized trackpad that allows you to navigate across iPadOS. That way, your hands never actually have to leave the keyboard and waste time by scrolling with your finger, which is an excellent addition in my opinion. Alongside the trackpad comes gestures, which any MacBook user is pretty used to at this point. For example, you can scroll through pages with 2 fingers, pinch to zoom with 2 fingers as well, and use 3 fingers to swipe up from anywhere to go back to your home screen. And those are just to name a few. The Magic Keyboard looks super dope in white, but also comes in black. It's a shame this keyboard isn't featured in multiple colors like the Smart Folios are, but it's really not that big of a deal. Another cool perk of the Smart Keyboard is the floating hinge design, which not only looks cool, but allows the user to tilt the iPad for differing viewing angles. Although, the angle of articulation is quite small, and there's not much you can do if you happen to be taller and need the iPad to tilt more while sitting at a desk or something. Additionally, there's a pass-through USB-C port found on the left-hand side, which allows you to charge up your iPad Pro while using the keyboard, and this is a very neat addition and makes cable management more efficient. That way you don't have this pesky cable just hanging onto the side of the iPad. Instead, the setup remains extremely clean looking and doesn't mess up the premium look and feel of the keyboard. One major drawback though is that it literally doubles the weight of the iPad Pro and adds considerable thickness. Depending on how you see it, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it can be good since it adds more protection during a drop, but then again, when you have to carry this thing in a bag for an extended period of time, it can begin to weigh on you. Now, over on the smartfolio side, it instead is less practical for protection. So if it's durability you're after, then the smartfolio is not for you. It offers very minimal front and back protection from drops, with it instead featuring that soft microfiber material that instead offers protection in the form of scratches to the front glass and also protects the back aluminum as well. With the smartfolio as well as the Magic Keyboard, you'll notice 3 of our 4 sides are exposed, which like I said, makes the Folio be not as reliable in the event of a drop. The Folio's gimmick is found within our trifold design, which allows us to prop our iPad in 2 different orientations. There's a more upright position that's great for viewing content such as Netflix or Hulu, and then there's more of a typing orientation so you can use the software keyboard while on a table, for example. However, this is where the smartfolio falls short if we're comparing it directly to the smart keyboard, because obviously there's no physical keyboard with the smartfolio, and you get literally 0 feedback off the software keyboard. Truth be told, that's why I'm really not a fan of the software keyboard, and so if you want to be faster and more productive with your workflow, the Magic Keyboard is definitely the way to go, thanks to not only the physical keys, but the trackpad as well. So let's recap. What are the advantages and disadvantages to both options? Well, like we said, the biggest disadvantage that the Magic Keyboard has is the absurd price tag, but if you can get over the steep price point, there's very little to complain about the Magic Keyboard. And best yet, it never needs to be charged or need batteries replaced. It all draws power straight from the iPad, so all you need to do is install it and go. It has many advantages, transforming your iPad into a completely different experience and throws in a ton of versatility. The smartfolio, on the other hand, is a lot easier on the wallet, and that's one of its biggest perks. The downside is that it's pretty bad at being a case, offering very minimal protection. It should be fine in the event of smallish drops. I'm talking maybe 3 to 4 feet, but I wouldn't entirely rely on it if that's your main concern. It is really nice to use a trifold design to quickly prop up your iPad to watch your favorite show and then quickly transition into grind mode with the other orientation. The added grip of the silicone-like material also makes the iPad easier to carry while holding it in the hands, and thankfully is way more lightweight and barely adds any weight to the overall package, unlike the smart keyboard. And lastly, you get a broader selection of cool colors to express yourself and adding some vibrancy to your iPad experience. In the end, both are great accessories and I quite enjoy both. The smartfolio is a more straightforward product. I only wish it came in more around the $50 or $60 price point. The Magic Keyboard is just grotesquely overpriced. It really should be $200 max, but whatever. It is Apple we're talking about, and honestly, I can confidently say the Magic Keyboard is very well worth every penny, as I have gotten use from it almost daily, and it is the cover I prefer on my iPad Pro. It really transforms it into this cool hybrid machine, sharing elements of both a tablet and a laptop. But guys, what do you all think? Have you had any experience with either of these accessories? If you had to choose, which one would you go for and why? Let me know in the comment section below. Guys, we're closing out the year very soon, and my goal is still to hit 60,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and it looks like we're on track. I still have a ton of great content up my sleeve, so don't forget to subscribe. And with that, I'm clocking out for now, but I cannot wait to catch you all in my next video.